and welcome back to the Mr. Brad Worden Show. And tonight, I have with me the little man of fire again. And tonight's kind of a special edition, not really a scary edition. I have here Andy Capp hot fries. And they're a good spicy snack. They're really not super hot. It's not like it's the kind where you're gonna fry and you're gonna die out. But this is kind of like a blast from the past from me. So this kind of brings me back to my past, where I first started training. I was about the little man of fire's age, and I first began my training. Back then, when I began my training, in the ancient days of the 1980s, I was, like I said, his age, and I was training on items that are much different than the items today. For example, the League of Fire is only a few years old. There was no such thing as the League of Fire. Sure, there were hot peppers, and I have a few interesting stories with that as I go into this, and we're going to try this. But this was my all-time favorite training item, hot fries. So hot fries came out in the 1970s, I believe 1971. And they were more rare than they are today. Now you can go almost just about anywhere and pick up a bag, and now they have the bigger size bag, but they used to have just the regular size pouches. And I would get those, and they were a lot harder to come by, and they were a super treat every time I could find them, and I would down a whole bag. And then there were other things like atomic fireballs and red hots that I would train with too, because you didn't have all these spicy chips and options like you have today. Nowadays you can go to the store and get spicy nuts and spicy chips and tons of different spicy products, but I mean there was not a lot back then, so you had to train with what you got. So this was one of my all-time favorites, and they make other things too. Andy Capp was actually based on a comic book character just historically, but they also have hot fries, cheddar fries, barbecue fries, which I've never tried. It's probably a little bit more of a new one, either that or more rare that I haven't tried yet. But hot fries, seriously, were one of my favorite training items from back in the day. So Little Man of Fire says he's had them, but he doesn't really like them. But I love them. I down the whole snack size bag. But here, back to your spot, Mr. Little Man of Fire. Trying to open my business tonight again. Open my personal space here. But here's the Andy Capp hot fries. And also while I'm eating these, don't get yourself into trouble eating things you're not used to. These League of Fire challenges I do, and by the way, I just got a new shipment in, so be prepared this weekend and coming up for some more League of Fire challenges. So I'm going to be gaining some more points and some other crazy things too. So I just got a shipment in, so stay tuned for that. But I just wanted to do one about my past and my training. And then be careful too. Obviously, if you're just a beginning in spicy food, do not try League of Fire challenges right off the bat. And also, be careful with hot peppers too, unless you know what you're doing. So the story that got me into hot peppers is, back a while ago, my uncles were growing some peppers in my grandparents' garden. And they were growing different things, obviously reapers and some things weren't around back then, but it was like habaneros and jalapenos and things like that. They gave me a jalapeno and I handled that pretty well. It was okay. It was pretty hot for me back then, but now I just can down them. But they had habaneros too, and they were one of the upper ones probably back then. And they're like, be careful with this. And I was like, well, I can do this. And I tried eating the habanero straight back then. I probably could do it today. Maybe I'll try it today one time. But anyway, I was just a kid his age, Little Man of Fire's age. And I started biting this habanero. And I was struggling with it. And I ended up rubbing my nose and rubbing my eyes and face. And I was in excruciating pain, so much so that I had to run my face under the faucet for probably like 10 or 15 minutes to try and recover from it. So be careful with stuff like that. Always be careful if you're in training not to touch your face. don't overdo it with heat unless you know what you're getting yourself into. Those are always some good rules in training. And then work your way up, build your way up on tolerance. Try just kind of some store-bought snacks first. And then maybe one day, little man of fire and the rest of you at home might work your way up to the League of Fire challenges. And then once you hit the League of Fire, if you do, you want to look for the challenges that are worth less points. For example, one chip challenge is probably one of the lower ones. That one's worth 1 point. So I was talking the other day, and Pocky is, since 2020, has not been making their one chip challenge, which is bad. Pocky, if you hear this, you're losing out on a lot of money because people want the one chip challenge. They want to get it. They want to try it. They want to know what it tastes like. And because it's not made in 2020 and it's so rare right now, it's going on the internet for $30, $40, $50 for one chip. That's crazy because the original retail value was probably in a $5 to $10 ballpark. So Pocky really needs to get another one chip challenge out for those people who want to train. So just quick message for Pocky. So anyway, Little Man of Fire, I guess, is enjoying them. I thought you said you didn't like these.
Got you still on.
They grew on them, just like me too. But yeah, we could just sit here and probably eat a whole bag. That's what I used to. Although I've never actually had the big bag, so. So I don't think we're gonna finish here tonight. But I used to eat those personal size, those snack size bags. I could sit down and eat them in one sitting. Heat wise, I mean, obviously they're good training in them. I'd say for an average person, maybe like what, 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Like a 3 or 4, so it's a good training item. This is what I used to train on as a kid all the time. And one that I loved, and I wanted to share that with you. Obviously, it's not a really hot, scary one. But like I said, stay tuned on the Mr. Brett Worden Show because I got some shipments and I got a few challenges that I'm going to do. A few other hot and interesting items too. So stay tuned. And then also, make sure you spread the word and subscribe because if I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to eat that really bad for me, that nasty dark chocolate bar.
Dark chocolate.
Okay. Also, stay tuned. It'll take a while. Let's see if my pepper plants grow. My homemade Carolina Reaper, homegrown pepper plants. So otherwise, we'll keep enjoying, and we're gonna let you go. So we will see you next time on the Mr. Brett Worden Show.